In Ashtanga yoga practice, one of the niyama is Ishvara Pranidhana. The translation given, surrender to God, surrender to Almighty, surrender to nature, surrender to the truth. A simple way to understand that surrendering is total acceptance. Total acceptance of one's own self. Total acceptance of your surroundings. Total acceptance of everything. So sometimes when the explanation comes, we hear all the problems because of your expectation. All the challenges comes because of your expectation. So don't expect anything. And there is no question of surrendering. There is no question of accepting. But the nature of mind doesn't seem like that. Or at least at this stage, as far as we experience, as of now, the moment we wake up, the very waking up happens because of some expectation. I expect something to happen. So I want to get up and do something. Even now, when I'm saying something, so the expectation is there that you are giving attention, you are hearing this. So if you look into every action, you can notice starts from the expectation. But we need to have this understanding that all the results may not come as per the expectation. Sometimes we may get as we expect. Sometimes we don't get as we expect. Sometimes we get less than our expectation. Sometimes we may get more than our expectation. Various probabilities. There are a lot of calculations, a lot of systems, methods. But what we can understand, all the possibilities are there. So I am ready to face the result. And I am accepting that totally. If it is happening as per my expectation, if it is not happening as per my expectation, if it is totally different way it happens. I expect something, something else happened. Though it is acceptable, but that is not expected. But I am ready to accept it. Total acceptance. Then we don't hold, we don't stay in the past. And we don't worry too much about the future. So we wanted to have a continuous practice of 100 days. We want to learn and practice continuously every day. Many probabilities are there. Maybe you joined all 100 days, but all 100 days after 10 minutes you went to sleep. All the time as you practice, you may be fully awake and got different experience. You may be practicing all the time, but you don't see any difference. Or you may be practicing, but the body is not ready. You may be practicing, but the mind goes into meditation, not in pranayama. Or you may be find out some new conditions, new situations. Or you practiced few days in a week, other days maybe not able to. Or in between you fall sick. Varieties of possibilities. But intention is there, interest is there, effort is there. What we can do, whatever happened, whatever your expectation. Ishvara Pranidhana. Let us accept whatever happened and see what can be done now. Based on the practice, what is my understanding and how to move on. If you are attending every day, be careful. The mind will say, I achieved something great. I practice every day, 100 days. Do you hear some other sound, noisy? Is it too disturbing? Okay. There is a month in India around this time, December, January. It's called very, this month considered as a special month. So, morning time, need to wake up earlier, go to temple, or you do prayers. You do your own chanting or anything at home. And it becomes a movement, and every temple started some program for this whole month every day morning. And what they do, don't simply do that inside, especially a small town, village sites, even in the cities, but it may be working differently. So then they keep the speaker and started to play some devotional songs. Not one temple. Every street has one temple. Most of the small towns and villages, you can see that. Every temple has their own group, and everybody playing their own song. So, morning 4 o'clock, you don't get one wake up call. The whole town from different corners, same time you hear different sound. For what? To pray to the God. Purpose was different. What's happening is different. Before it was not this much, but now I see that it is increasing. And I was wondering how the people really sleep, because they don't get up at 4 o'clock normally. This month, how they get up, how they sleep, or do they really get up and do something? No, only certain group of people that time get up and go to the temple. Looked into that, they learned how to sleep irrespective of the sound. So the sound is there, but they don't care. So that's how it happens. Purpose was different. When it becomes ritual, gone. The whole spirit is gone. I hope this 100 days pranayama practice didn't happen like that. The purpose is to practice pranayama every day. I hope we didn't change. The purpose is to practice 100 days. No. The purpose is to practice pranayama every day. It is not that we have to reach 100 days of pranayama practice. No. Very easily the mind change the target. The aim is to practice 100 days. No. The aim is to learn and practice pranayama. So that it is not that limited to 100 days. It is not limited to set target. Okay, I need to reach level, then I have to achieve that. No. Purpose is to practice pranayama. Again, that is not the end purpose. Practicing pranayama so that we realize we know the reality. Purpose of asana practice to bring that effortless position so that it helps for other things, pranayama, meditation, everything. And the same thing happens in life everywhere. The purpose gone, but only the ritual is staying. I have a few questions. This is our last question and answer session. I must express my deep gratitude. After following yoga philosophy, pranayama, meditation practice, it cured my heavy insomnia and illness and anxiety without taking any medicine. Now my sleep is very well, no thoughts, and very quiet. Thank you. Thanks to yoga. 10 years ago, I had also insomnia and anxiety. I came out the difficulty through yoga asanas and Buddha Dharma. After 10 years again, though Buddha Dharma and yoga, meditation and philosophy, I come out of the difficulty again. Is that because of the destined with these two dharma in the last and this life? Although in pranayama now I feel cannot follow up in the body, cannot get the beauty of pranayama. I still like pranayama very much. Though I must practice asana well, they can come practice pranayama. For sure. Deeper asana practice will open the gates of deeper pranayama practice. Breath is the medium tool to get into the inroads of pranic body. Same way here, the asanas helping to prepare the body. And it is not limited to the body. Asanas, the way you practice, can get into all these bodies. Physical body, as well as your physiological organ, prana, senses, mind. One asana, we can relate, we can get into all these various bodies. So, until certain stage, the practice, asana practice, need to go deeper. Afterwards, the posture itself already happening that way effortlessly. It's not about knowing many techniques, but it is knowing how to prepare the body. Okay. So keep going, keep doing both. So is the previous one, is that because of the destined with these two dharmas in last and this life? We can get into any assumptions. There may be some seeds, maybe no seeds at all. Maybe the seeds were happened, instilled with your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents. That also can pass. The genes also can pass. The mind may be curious to know how I am doing this or why it is happening. What was happened in previous lives. Don't give too much importance to that. Suppose you go deeper into the meditation practice, you come to know naturally, let it happen. Otherwise, just curiosity will keep us busy. Even people getting into yoga practice, to know the reality, to know the truth. But just because they are curious, they will keep themselves busy and wasting time. You can notice everybody, you can see that very obvious thing. Students practicing asana, yoga practice. There are people curious to know how different style works. So what happened? You go to this style, practice. Go to that style, practice. And there are practitioners, they may be following only one style, but they are curious what this teacher is teaching, what that teacher is teaching, what local teacher is teaching, what international teacher is teaching, what the teachers are in India teaching. Curious. They have learned already. Practice going on. So instead of getting that practice deeper, this curiosity will keep you busy. So when the mind is curious on something, be careful. So don't worry about the lives, let it happen. Enjoy. Next question. 100 days adjusted my daily routine. Because of the time difference, I have get up at 4 o'clock every day and set a good habit of early sleep and early get up. Not play with the mobile phone in the night. Continuously follow the class. Enjoy the guidance. Atmosphere of practice together with others. My leg was easily numb in the beginning. Now already much better without changing the leg position. I hope to maintain this habit. After class finishing, I will going on follow the recording, start myself 100 days in the next year. I want to going on follow you and study meditation, pranayama and the knowledge about those. Thanks, teachers, volunteers. Okay, good. But keep this in mind. The focus is on practice. It is not having 100 days target. So keep doing. Why should make head down while in pranayama? I feel breath is more fluent in head straight position. We didn't go detailed study, though I wanted. We didn't study in detail the bandhas. As we have a mixed group, there are teachers, there are practitioners, younger practitioners, long-term practitioners. But when it comes to these bandhas, we have to be careful. And previously we have done with this Jalandhara Bandha in previous programs. But this time I'll leave it to your choice how you roll. I was mainly asking to lower the head. But when we go into complete bandhas, I notice quite a lot of people not able to do. So then we use the bandage or belt between the chin and the chest. But still it is not comfortable, or it is bringing some strain on the neck, especially when you do longer. So probably some other time we can focus only on bandhas and need to make individual corrections to manage that. But these bandhas, Jalandhara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Mula Bandha, these bandhas necessary first to channelize this pranic flow. In Jalandhara Bandha, first what happens, allowing breath level, allowing the breath in a very systematic, we can say, or it is streamlining in a balanced way. When you open, is high possibility, more inflow, imbalanced inflow. Sometime head here, sometime head here. A lot of people you can notice when they go, the head turns also. Surya Bedana, Chandra Bedana, Nadi Shuddhi, all those things. So posture wise, first it gives the steadiness. Inflow of the breath, it is happening in a certain steady way. The volume wise, we can have some control. And the breath goes so much to the head is not a good thing to happen immediately, especially when you use the force. So which is avoiding that also. You may feel comfortable now, but better let it happen through the bandhas. So you have to roll at least now this much. So still you are having that downward position. So it's channelizing the breath inflow. With the bandhas, there are other reasons. Furthermore, as we want to have the energy movement within inward, that's why we are locking all the channels. You understand at least this much. So when the head goes up, any kind of breath movement should be involuntary. So which is happening in meditation. The breath flow happening involuntarily. But head up, inhale, possible also disturb this whole inflow amount as well as the brain condition. So better to avoid. Next question. When I do Nadi Shuddhi, because of my imbalance between left and right, I play my breath going to left or right, depend of inhalation or exhalation. I feel enjoy to do, seem like dancing with my breath. Is it okay, or maybe should I don't do that? No, don't dance with prana. Prana movement dancing on its own fine. Sometimes that's also not fine, and we need to regulate. But we don't deliberately do. The whole idea is regulating the way it has supposed to happen. Because it is changing, I am changing with that. It doesn't help. So, no. Okay, next question. My breath is quite short, so I usually get into the breathlessness due to the shallow breath. At the time, I have to sit and turn the mind to the breath. By placing the finger to the nose and feel the breath flow. And I use force to push the diaphragm to the abdomen and the back spreads out. Then I feel comfortable and light. I know teachers say that don't use too much force, but if I don't try to lengthen the breath, the back just spread out. I feel that I stop breathing. So should I do that way or not? I would say occasionally okay. But you need to find out the reason why you are getting into breathlessness. Why the breath is shallow. Physical structure, something from young days, because of lifestyle. So then understanding that doing asana practice will help. Right type of asana practice as per your body condition. So increase the asana practice and slowly you can see yourself the body condition changes, then the breath condition changes. So keep on using the force. After some time you will be tired. You may not have the energy to use the force. For now, I would say occasionally okay. Okay. Next question. Because I usually observe the breath, so there are a lot of time I observe the breath when I sleep. I don't have intention to do that. It happens unconsciously. When I wake up, I realize that I used much force. I wonder it's good or not. If it happens again and again in unconscious way, what should I do? There was a time I heard teachers say that before going to die, we could observe the breath was better than didn't know how to observe. Maybe I don't remember exactly. In during the sleep or before going to sleep. So if it is during the sleep happens, I'm sure that you basically it's not sleep, right? You don't continue, you are observing. That means definitely no sleep. As you say, unconsciously. So where the force comes, is it happening because of the sleep? So anyway, both are not good when there is any force is there. Either before going to sleep or after sleeping, while sleeping. So before going to sleep, probably you can go to long ujjayi, Brahmari, See what else helping, like viloma, exhalation based viloma. The calmness, smoothness of the breath, not only while waking state, it has to continue while sleeping time also. But it is not happening in the sleeping time. But it is not, we can address only by pranayama. Physical condition need to be addressed through asana. Breath flow, movement should be addressed through pranayama. Nature of the mind condition should be addressed through meditation. So, either way, force is not good. See that it is changing over a period of time. So, your practice, see that connecting all these three things together, asana, pranayama, meditation. So, that conscious way of doing things need to come. Though in sleep we don't do that conscious way, but the smoothness, the passive nature should continue. Otherwise, your sleep itself affected. Okay. Next. I get anemia of the brain, so my left ear often has severe tinnitus, and once when I was sleeping, I breathed in through my nose, went up to the top of the head, through the two eyebrows, and at the same time the diaphragm pulled down, the lungs behind the back spread out. Because it went from the top of the head to the ear holes, so my ears got strongly lighter. I have never felt that. My head has been light, my body has been comfortable. The mind has get into calmness strangely. Question I want to ask, whether this way of deep breathing to the top of the head is right or wrong? Will it have any effect if I practice this way of breathing? To practice this way, how I have to do it properly, not like the way it happens spontaneously when I sleep, because I know it is very dangerous. If it is happening spontaneously without any force, so it's not necessary, it is dangerous. First, if it is leading to a passive condition, a smooth nature, a calmness, peace, which is fine. Yesterday I was mentioning about Kevala Kumbhaka, where outside activity of the breath stops. Apana movement, downward movement, shift to the upward movement within the body, inside. Then the energy flow moving upward towards your crown of head. There, it is no more breath movement, transforms into energy movement. What we do through pranayama practice, removing all the blockages, clearing the passage of channels, nadis, directing through upward, not by force, with the techniques, with the bandhas. When the channels are getting that passage clear, with this support, it moves upward. With the meditation, it completes. Without doing pranayama, just by meditation practice, it can happen also. So if it is happening naturally, which is fine. So now how you can do? When you sit, you want to get into that position, that movement, by practice. Pranayama practice, meditation practice, also practicing with your mind. What kind of practice for the mind? The mind which accepts, the mind getting away from possessiveness, jealousy, anger, non-acceptance, all these things. The mind which is getting away from desires, the mind which wants to become somebody, which wants to become something. That's the preparation should be done from the mind. So when all these things coming together, this kind of experience happening naturally, quite often, spontaneously. You may be doing something, still it can happen, not only while sleep. Okay. Next question. What is the meaning of Om in yoga? According to Buddhism, Om in the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum has the meaning that is the vast compassion of the Buddha. It is the mantra of Bodhisattva Avalokitesvara. I want to know the meaning of Om because whenever I chant Om, I feel comfortable and breathe easily, even through the way I chant is not proper as the way teacher teaches. Okay, already I explained. Mind functions in dualistic state. When I say something, you have to receive, you have to recognize the meaning, you have to understand. So there is a two-way communication. A sayer, a listener. There are divisions. Through that divisions, this understanding is happening. Now, if you take anything in the world, it has a form. For the form, we need to give a name so that there is a communication. For the mind to function, the mind to communicate, the mind to interact. What is there in the space? As far as we see, nothing. Space is empty, or the space has the air. But for that emptiness, we need to give a name, space, so that we recognize. Otherwise, we have to say many sentences to explain one thing. Where the air is there, where there is no object, where the air is there, we can't see. Where the movement is happening. Various ways we need to describe about it. Then to come to the meaning of it or what we want to communicate. So for everything we have given the name, space. That's why we also have names. Why do we have names? It can be short name, long name, nickname, anything. We all have a name. Otherwise, how you have to say? Tall person, short person, fat person, young person, old person, person wearing specs, person having beard, person having no beard. Varieties of ways we need to describe a person. But you give a name, then you say, okay, that person. Simple, finished. So, any kind of communication about anything which has a form, which has a name. Even the air, we don't see any form of the air, but we feel it. So air also have many names, it's the same air, but many names based on the way. If it is very gentle, smooth, slow, say breeze. But the same air, when it is stronger, we don't say air anymore, it's a strong wind. If it is getting even stronger, storm. Varieties of ways. Same air, but based on the way it manifests, we have to identify, just to give one name. So, yoga, how to name or how to identify the ultimate reality. How we simply relate the ultimate reality. So the name is given for that simple way, Om. When I am saying Om, if you mean it, actually you are trying to connect with the ultimate reality. That's why Patanjali prescribes meditate on Om. You don't do anything else, just using the Om, meditate. You just say Om means you are calling the ultimate reality, the ultimate existence, the ultimate truth. But we don't know, we don't experience it. When I say orange, I know orange, the size, the shape, the texture, the taste. I experience it. But though it is mentioned, Om is about ultimate existence, but I don't experience it. That's why it is given, it is used as a mantra. You have that attitude to know the reality. You have that interest, that aim to know the truth. Then, for that form, even though we don't experience yet, in order to experience, use this name, Om. If it is done as a mantra, don't lengthen like we are doing. Don't go, Om. Don't do like that. If you do like that, after 5 minutes, you will go to sleep. Just by tiredness, you will go to sleep. Just doing something repeatedly in a repetition way also can go to sleep or tiredness. So if it is done as a mantra, then it has to be only 3 to 5 counts. Om, Om, Om. So whenever you say that saying need to come from your inner being with this intention. Can I see you? Can I know you? Can I experience you? The ultimate reality. Can I understand? Can I recognize? So it is like you are calling your son or daughter, father or mother, how it is coming from the heart. So when the meditation happens using this Om as a mantra, that itself will lead towards the realization. In Yoga Sutra, it is mentioned as one of the technique. There are many techniques given. So one of the technique is just meditating on Om with Om. So that's why you can see all the mantras starts with Om. In Hinduism, all the gods' name, when they say first also start with Om. So there are other divisions, but main ultimate existence mentioned there. Whether we do many names or not necessary, but just using this Om itself will take us to our home, our inner being. That's the idea. many deeper explanations given, which is not really necessary. So if you understand this much, I would say it's good enough, and especially when you are practicing. Okay, that's all I have. Do you see the relationship between the practice, daily life, and the connection between the body, breath, mind, and overall your existence? So keep that connection going, keep just exploring, keep continue. And it is not necessarily done this way. That's why when it comes to yoga practice, there are many techniques are given so that it's suitable for everybody. Just we need to know. That's where the teacher's guidance are coming. And with the practice, you will see that. As I said at the beginning, the idea of practicing is to get back into that effortless state, into that calmness, into that peace, into that joy, joy without any reason, joy without any effort, joy happening there naturally. So anything you do, whether it is asana practice, meditation, this kind of discussion, pranayama practice, day by day your practice need to take you towards that joy, uninterrupted, without any force, without any pressure, especially irrespective of your external conditions. A lot of people very joyful when they practice pranayama meditation, asana practice. The moment they open the eyes, they see somebody, all the joy gone. They get outside home, get on the road, all the joy gone. Open the message, joy gone. Talk to somebody, joy gone. Even going to yoga class, seeing somebody else, joy gone. No, that means practice is not happening. So what you experience, that inner joy, should not get disturbed by external conditions. That's where this practice, that's where this total acceptance, that's where ready to be inclusive of any kind of people or situations and things. So that will give you the idea, the indications, how your mind works, how your practice works. Okay? So in that way, keep the practice going continuously. And still we have a few more days in the morning, we will do that. This feedback, this round of pranayama made me realize that I can practice with ease, slowly and gradually lengthen my breath. The teachings through practical are effective and easier to understand than just learning the techniques. I encountered the healing miracle during pranayama practice. During the process of pranayama, the pain I had on my injured right shoulder just subsided. Not sure whether it speed up the healing, but I was surprised that I didn't feel the pain during the pranayama. I also found simple ujjayi and meditation at night help in my sleep more restful. Thank you, being in patience in teaching. Namaste. Okay, thank you. During these learning processes, these two nasal passages through breathing exercise are also unblocked. The original stiff shoulders are much softer. They're also calm in meditation practice. And they learn to slow down and relax themselves more in life. Thank you. Teacher, translator, it's benefiting. Okay, good to know. Thank you for guiding, gathering, retreat to deepen our practice. Okay, I don't think we can travel now, so maybe some other time. Though I like more in person than online. Meditation and breathing practice every other day to build many stable habits. This time I practice for 100 days. I can feel many subtle changes. My breathing will not be tense and my body can feel stable. Sometimes I know how to use it when I am tired. Continue to practice my own posture. And the practice becoming more and more natural. Followed the teacher's time to practice and miss some time to attend the class, but I can still feel the daily changes become more comfortable. Okay. Thank you, leading breathing method for 100 days. Cultivate me to know how to breathe, understand myself better, and get along better with myself. Also, we need to learn how to get along better with others also. So that's the practice. Through the practice of breathing method every morning, I can gain a sense of stability in my heart, calm my brain, clear my mind, gain strength in my body. Full of energy, not easy to get tired in daily life. Doing daily things, handling daily things without clutter and complete the work of the day smoothly. I observe that my breathing is different every day and my emotions are also different. Sometimes it is smooth and full, sometimes it is blocked. Sometimes my nose is watery because there is a moment to calm down and breathe together. Sometimes when persistent things happen in life, I don't care so much. The mood swings become smaller and everything goes smoothly. Now, throughout the day, I will naturally find a space to breathe with myself. Sometimes just a simple ujjayi, 10 minutes of Nadi Shuddhi. Quickly return to the present me. Adjust my thoughts and the inner joy will naturally arise. It's my daily life. Give yourself the best gift. Thank you. I think its effect, on the contrary, is more varied. Asana practice is better and the feeling is more profound. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your feedback. Thanks to know how it works. Okay. See you tomorrow. Thank you all. Thanks for all the translators, all the people doing the admin work. There are a lot of uploading, recording the videos, uploading the videos, communicating. So many people supporting. Thank you all. Let's see how to continue the practice if necessary. Namaste.